It's the dictionary. 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 It's the dictionary.
Hello, word nerds. My name is Spencer. Welcome to the dictionary. This is episode G45. I am sleepy today. Sleepier than normal. We stayed up a little bit later than normal because we went to celebrate David Lynch's birthday yesterday. Yesterday was January 20th, and it would have been his 80th birthday, but he died just a tiny bit over a year ago. And so there was this bar that was doing some David Lynch-themed things and showing some of his movies, and we said, you know what? Let's go do that. And so, of course, I got to bed later than I would have liked to. And then I'm sleepy. Okay, let's talk about the words. The first entry. The first entry is genetic engineering. Noun from 1951. This is the group of applied techniques of genetics and biotechnology used to cut up and join together genetic material, and especially DNA, from one or more species of organism, and to introduce the result into an organism in order to change one or more of its characteristics. Genetically engineered is an adjective, and genetic engineer is a noun. The dinosaurs in Jurassic Park were genetically engineered because they didn't have all of the DNA information when they took the blood sample from the mosquitoes that were trapped in the amber, and so they took some DNA from maybe some frogs and toads over here, and they said, "Excuse me, may I take some of your DNA, please, and thank you," and then they just scored it over here into the dinosaur, and that's how you do it. I don't know how they're cutting this stuff up and putting stuff together. It's over my head. Genetic engineers, any genetic engineers checking out this podcast, let me know how this process works. But yeah, they're combining things to make new things. What is this like in the real world? There's stuff happening. Wasn't there something about giving goats some spider DNA to have there be not goat spider hybrids, which would be cool and scary at the same time, but to have them make silk or something? I don't know if it actually was true, but that's what I heard. Oh, hey, let's make a sound effect. Let's go, ha! Now we have genetic fingerprinting. Noun from 1984. The synonym is DNA fingerprinting. Genetic fingerprint, that is a noun. Ha! Now we have genetic load. Noun from 1965. I don't know if this is going to say this, but I believe some people would probably say, oh, this is slang for stuff. Yeah. What is it for real? What does the book say? The book. It says it is the decrease in fitness of the average individual in a population relative to the fittest genotype due to the presence of deleterious genes in the gene pool. I don't think deleterious genes are what you want, which is why it says it's a decrease in fitness. Decrease in fitness and the average individual in a population. So, the genetic load. Why are we using the word load here? Is it the genetics are taking a load? It's like a load on their shoulders? I don't know. But I think basically what it's saying is that when you got some bad genes in your gene pool, that brings the average down, the average of all the genes down, and they call that a genetic load? Scientists. Ha! Next is genetic map. Noun from 1957. The synonym is the number 3 definition for the word map. But 1957, so is this literally just like the map of your genes, the map of your DNA, the all the letters written out or something? Maybe, sure. Let's go. Ooh, let's open up the genetic map and let's see. Oh, well, over there is a hair color, and over there we have to take this highway down, and we go over there to skin color, and those are the only examples I can think of. And hair color, eye color, hair color, skin color, height. There's other stuff too. Ha. Now we have genetic marker, noun from 1950. See, there's a lot of stuff happening in a similar time period. This is a readily recognizable genetic trait, gene, DNA segment, or gene product used for identification, especially when closely linked to a trait or genetic material that is difficult to identify. You're looking for something in the genes, a genetic marker. I don't know. Let's look up an example. Example of genetic marker. Example. Come on, where's the M? And then I put too many M's. Oh boy, I am really off on my letters this morning. Where is the P? Nope, it's over there. There we go. Examples of genetic markers. Let's see. DNA variations used in mapping, like a bunch of acronyms, which reveal differences in sequences, lengths, or numbers of DNA segments, helping identify disease genes, map genomes, or study diversity. Helping to identify disease genes, helping to map genomes, and helping to study diversity, with some being simple DNA changes called SNPs and other larger repeats like VNTRs. All right, we have examples of some of these. Single nucleotide polymorphisms, those are SNPs, the most common type, involving a single DNA base pair change, A, T, C, or G, at a specific location, like a typo in the genetic code. How do you know if it's a typo, though? Anyway, those are genetic markers in the genes. Ha! Next is genetics. Noun from 1905. Number 1, a branch of biology that deals with the heredity and variation of organisms. Studying those genes. They know all about engineering, fingerprinting, loads, maps, and markers. Number 2, the genetic makeup and phenomena of an organism, type, group, or condition. Yeah, geneticist is a noun. Oh, they love the genes. They have collected all of the genetic maps from all over the world, all through time, and they just love looking at the gene maps, the genetic maps, and fingerprints. We are done with the genetic gene words, I think. I think so, yes. Now, we are moving to Geneva. This is a noun from 1705. There's is it a city or a country that's called Geneva? It's one of those. There's a lot of Genevas around the world. Let's see. Geneva, is it a city in Switzerland? Was I there, actually? Yes, I think I was there. Or was it a different? I think it was there. Yes, I should have known this. So, this, though, is not the city in Switzerland. This is a highly aromatic bitter gin originally made in the Netherlands. They call it a Geneva, and it's a gin. Ooh, what does the etymology have to say? Are they related because of Geneva, gin? This is modified of the obsolete Dutch word Genever. I don't know how to pronounce it. Literally means juniper. Let's see. Anything else? Not really. So, juniper. Now, do they use juniper in making gin, or are there flavors and notes, aromas of juniper in gin? I believe there is a connection between gin and juniper. I think I have heard of this. Juniper. Let's just look up juniper gin. Juniper is the essential defining botanical in gin, giving it that signature piney, crisp flavor. And yeah, so there you go. And gin is not my favorite. I don't know. It's fine, I guess, but that piney piney flavor is not what I'm looking for. So I guess it's the juniper that I'm not loving so much. So juniper, the Dutch word for juniper, became Geneva, and gin probably comes from juniper in some way, but we haven't gotten to the GI section, so we don't know yet. But I think they're related. A gin made in the Netherlands is called Geneva, and we got more Geneva words, but I don't think they're related to gin, which is very sad. Rah! Geneva bands. What bands have come out of Geneva? I'm sure that there are some very good European Geneva bands. In this situation, Geneva is capitalized. This is a noun from 1636. It is 2 strips of white cloth suspended from the front of a clerical collar and sometimes worn by Protestant clergymen. It is called also Geneva tabs. Tabs? Well, there is a picture, a drawing of these Geneva bands on this probably clerical person. The person looks like a middle-aged or elderly white man, because that is very stereotypical of who is the clergy. But the most important part of this picture are the Geneva bands, or AKA the Geneva tabs. And they have their black sort of suit jacket thing, and part of the collar kind of comes up, but right there in the middle is this white part. And then there are these 2, you've seen that typically, the white part in the center with the black around it, but this part, the Geneva bands, are 2 strips come down, I'm going to guess 8 to 12 inches, 8 to 10 inches maybe. They come down from that white part, just straight down, just 2 pieces, that's all. And those are the Geneva bands, and they've got such hits as white strips on a clergy person. Okay, so this is from Geneva, Switzerland. It is from their use by the Calvinist clergy of Geneva. So the Calvinist clergy in Geneva, Switzerland was like, you know what, we gotta set ourselves apart from all these other clergy people. We want something a little bit more stylish, a little bit more modern in the 1630s. Ooh, yeah, what are the modern clergy people wearing in the fall season of the 1630s, 1636? I know, 2 white stripes. Ah! Now we have Geneva Convention, noun from 1880. One of a series of agreements concerning the treatment of prisoners of war and of the sick, wounded, and dead in battle, first made at Geneva, Switzerland in 1864, and subsequently accepted in later revisions by most nations. Come on, all you nations. I hope all you nations have come aboard for the Geneva Convention, which is about treatment of humans. How hard is that? Okay, let's look up what does the Geneva Convention say? Thank you for the autofill. It established rules for humane treatment during armed conflict, protecting those not fighting, civilians, wounded, POWs, by prohibiting torture, murder, and degrading treatment, mandating care for the sick, wounded, ensuring POW rights, and protecting civilians from violence, with specific rules for occupied territories, all aiming to limit the barbarity of war. There were 4 conventions in 1949, but this was from... The first one was 1864. So, what was going on? I don't know my wars well. A series of 4 international agreements. Now, this one says it's negotiated in the aftermath of World War II. There were the conventions in 1949, but what was the 1800s stuff? Here, we go way back. The Swiss businessman Henry Dunant went to visit wounded soldiers after the Battle of Solferino in 1859. He was shocked by the lack of facilities, personnel, and medical aid available to help these soldiers. As a result, he published his book in 1862 it was on the horrors of war. the war horrors. Okay, so his wartime experiences inspired Dunant to propose a permanent relief agency for humanitarian aid in times of war and a government treaty recognizing the neutrality of the agency and allowing it to provide aid in a war zone. Real quick, just a little bit more. The former proposal led to the establishment of the International Committee of the Red Cross in Geneva. The latter led to the 1964 Geneva Convention. There's a whole link to that. So that was the first one, and then there was more, and then maybe more after that. Okay, that's the Geneva Convention, all about treating people good who aren't fighting. Rah! Geneva Cross. Oh, I should say that Geneva, for these last couple, has been capitalized because it's about Geneva, Switzerland. I assume this one is, oh yes, because this is a noun from circa 1889. The synonym is Red Cross. So this must have come straight from the Geneva Convention. This is from its adoption by the Geneva Convention. That's all the etymology says. It doesn't say anything more than that. Cross, I don't know the cross. Why the cross? Is the cross symbolizes medical aid, I guess? When you go to Europe, you'll see those green light-up crosses for pharmacies, and of course the red cross. Why is theirs green? Why is ours red? Why do we got to be different? I don't know. Who knows? Somebody knows. Maybe somebody knows. Now we have Geneva gown. Noun. The Geneva gown is a noun from 1820. It is a loose, large-sleeved black academic gown, widely used as a vestment by members of the Protestant clergy. Ooh, I wonder if they are wearing Geneva bands with their Geneva gown. This etymology is from its use by the Calvinist clergy of Geneva. Oh, it's the same people who made the bands. So they got gowns and bands. Let's look up a picture of Geneva gown. I was hoping that it would be like a black tie of affair gown, a pulpit gown. Is that what it's also called? It's just a black robe. That's all it is. Were the Geneva people the ones who were who first decided to use this black gown in this context? Next is Genevan. Capital G, and there's an N at the end. Adjective from 1573. Number 1, of or relating to Geneva, Switzerland. Ooh, those bands, they're so Genevan because they came from Geneva. Number 2, of or relating to Calvinism. We've seen Calvinism be brought up a couple of times. So is Calvinism very specifically connected to, came from Geneva? I don't know the history of Calvinism. All I know is Calvin Ball. Calvin and Hobbes. Genevan is also a noun. Okay, we are done with the Geneva words. We're going to go to our very last word. It's the word genial. Genial. First form, you can pronounce it with 2 or 3 syllables. Genial, genial. Adjective from 1566. This word made me think of the word genie as I was saying it all those times. And yes, the word genie will be in the next episode. So maybe I can have Robin Williams come on the show and talk about his experience being the genie. So, genial is number 1, obsolete, of or relating to marriage or generation, as in the example, the genial bed. That is a quote from John Milton. That just made sense. We're talking about, there were other sort of related words, obviously, generation, and so many words in the last handful of episodes that are all sort of related to this idea. The generation bed. What does that mean, though? Marriage, yes. How exactly? Whatever. Okay, so that was the old way to use this word, genial. But what else do we have? Oh, we have more old ways. Number 2 is also obsolete. The synonyms are inborn and native. So, would an example of that be like a genial person? The Native Americans are the genial people of this place we call America, North America, because they were the natives. They were genial. 3A, we are not obsolete anymore. It is favorable to growth or comfort. The synonym is the word mild. The example is genial sunshine. It's not blasting you, and it's not covered by clouds. It's genial sunshine. It's mild sunshine. It's favorable to growth or comfort. The plants are very happy when they get some genial sunshine. Genial sunshine shining down on me. Number 3B, marked by or diffusing sympathy or friendliness. The example is your genial host. And when I looked at that, just at a glance, I didn't look very closely. I thought it said your genial ghost. Your ghost is very friendly. Well, they're diffusing sympathy or friendliness. Now, what does that mean? Your genial host is diffusing sympathy, diffusing friendliness. That makes me think of that they're getting rid of those things. But I think you would want to expand on sympathy and friendliness if you are a host or a ghost. Your genial I am confused by this. Maybe number 4 will help. Displaying or marked by genius. Oh, yes. This podcast host. Oh, maybe I'm the genial host because I am marked by genius, because I have come up with the greatest podcast ever in the history of podcasting. A synonym is the word gracious. Okay, so gracious host, that makes sense. But I still can't quite wrap my aging brain, around the idea of diffusing sympathy or friendliness. Diffusing, there must be a different definition that I'm not thinking of. Geniality, that is a noun. Genially, that is an adverb. And I do think, yes, at the word gracious, there would be more information, other synonyms that are similar. And I think that is a good, a better word for maybe some of us to understand, because I think we can understand, us simple people like me can understand that word a little bit better. Very thankful, maybe? Yeah, genial, thankful. Okay, so there was a few different things going on with this word genial. Some old ways, some new ways, some middle ways. The etymology for this word really just, I guess, is from the word genius, the Latin genialis, which is from the Latin word genius. So I guess we'll see genius. Looks like at the next episode. Yeah, so we'll get maybe some more definitions on the word genius. Of course, most of us think of just very smart, know a lot of brain connections going on in the geniuses, the genii, but maybe there's some other definitions. Hey, word, time, episode time, word of the episode time. That's the time it is right now. I looked at my clock. It says word of the episode time. We had genetic engineering, genetic fingerprinting, genetic load, genetic map, genetic marker, genetics, Geneva, Geneva bands, Geneva Convention, Geneva Cross, Geneva Gown, Genevan, genial. You know what? I think I shall pick Geneva Convention as the word of the episode, because it's good to treat people good, especially if they're not fighting. If they're fighting, it's a different story. Treat people good, that's what the Geneva Convention has to say. So good. All right, now, let's see. Oh, funny, I just got a CNN notification that says Trump was speaking in Switzerland, and maybe that was in Geneva. Wouldn't be surprised. Okay, scrolling through the map. No, it's movie time here. I gotta put in some more information for this movie. The movie is called Or Something, and I believe maybe yes. I think I was on a plane for this one as well. This was a very kind of cute, interesting story of two people who are forced to spend the day together, who don't know each other, and they're just having some interesting conversations throughout the day. And so it's a little bit like Before Midnight and those three movies, but it's more modern, different situation, different people, different scenario, environment. And I thought that some of their conversations were pretty interesting. There was some stuff I was like, I think about this stuff all the time. What would my take be in this conversation? What I was like, oh, this you're kind of talking about my brain a little bit. It's called Or Something. Two people who are trying to get money because they're owed money and they need money for reasons. Ooh. All right, that is the end of this episode. Thank you so much for checking it out as usual. And until next time, this is Spencer dispensing information. Goodbye.